Right. Okay, so wherever you are, you're welcome. We're happy to have you for our program today. You're highly welcome. Highly welcome. My name is Nwahiwe. You know how we usually do it. You know how we usually do it. Take you all around the globe Tap the one. That tells me, yeah, well, I'm hearing you. Tap the one for me. Alright. Hear me? Loud and clear. You tap the one for me. Today is going to be another loaded day. So you better be tight. And we'll talk about just. And one important thing I like to get started is what every business faces. That's the issue of revenue. At what point do you consider your revenue turnover? At what point do you recognize profit? At what point exercise? At what point do you consider them to be just turnover? At what point do you recognize all of that? So I have Goswill Udwak Jacobson on the program. Goswill, you're welcome. Excuse me. Goswill, can you? Oh, looks like Goswill is having some network challenges there. He's has already gone off. All right. Okay, so while we have other people who are also joining the program, we will keep things moving forward. So you have a business that see a lot of turnover, a lot of cash, a lot of inflows. Question it. How do you know? How do you differentiate your turnover from your profit? That's the very big question. How do you differentiate your turnover from your profits? So you discover that you may be tempted to use, because you are seeing a lot of turnover, you're seeing a lot of cash coming in, and you have issues you need to deal with. You have family problems, you have personal issues, you have expectations in the church. I mean, so many things go on in life. So the question is, what do you do? Yes, I can see Vanman on the YouTube chat. Vanman, you're welcome. Good morning. Madinachi Uhegu, you're welcome. Good morning. Kingsley Peters, I can see you. You're welcome. Good morning. If you can hear me, just type a 1 for me in the chat if you can hear me. Type for me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Just type 1 in the chat. That tells me you're hearing me loud and clear. If you can hear me, just type a 1 for me in the chat if you can hear me. Type a 1 for me in the chat. All right. Okay. So you're a small business owner and you have revenue flowing in and you have inflow of cash, inflow of money, and you have problems. Question is, when is such inflows, when do you recognize them as profits that you can spend from? Okay, thank you very much, Kingsley Peter. You're welcome. Yes, I can see all of you typing your 1, meaning that you actually hearing me. And Kingsley is saying, nice topic for discussion. Exactly what I'm facing. I think it's timely. Yes, Kingsley, a lot of business people face this kind of challenges, and that's why we want to be able to look at it this morning. So, yes, Kingsley says he's having that challenge. So you have if you have the kind of business where you sell products that fast moving products, so people are always paying for those products, how do you know your margins? How do you determine your profits? If you have to take out money from your business, how do you determine when you are spending from your capital? That's a very big question. That's a very big question. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. That's what we're discussing. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so I have Kevin on the um, Zoom. Yeah, Kevin, you're welcome. And this is to also say that those of you who like to join us on the Zoom to be able to showcase your uh, business, your place of business, your products, your services, whatever it is. Yeah, sure. If you want to join us on Zoom to do that, to talk about it, and with your video, you are welcome to do that. You are welcome to do that. I can see Nkwo Collins is trying to log in on the Zoom. Thank you, Rosemary Chiku. I can see you. And Eyame Kware Friday, I can see you. You're welcome. You're welcome. So our conversation this morning. Yeah, so how do you yes, how do you recognize your at the point where you're able to know differentiate from the monies coming in what your profit is? And oh, I guess I'm having some noise in the background. Yeah, yeah, so yeah, bear with me if you're also hearing that noise. It's from somewhere in the neighborhood. Somewhere in the neighborhood. All right. So, Nkwa Collins, you're welcome on the Zoom. Kevin, you're welcome. Kevin, you're welcome. Nkwa Collins, you're welcome. One important thing you must be able to determine, and this is also what happens when accounts have been audited. When the government looks at your revenue and the government wants to determine your tax, they're going to tax you from your profits. But how do they know what your profit is? First and foremost, they need to look at the direct cost of business, yeah, to be able to determine your gross profit. The direct cost of doing business, the things that are directly related to you in that particular business. For example, so you went to let's say your base. This is just an example, just a random example. So let us say you're based in Port Harcourt, and you have to be able to go to Aba to go and get products that you want to sell. You want to be able to go to. Okay, Kevin is saying, I don't know if the problem is unique to me. I can't hear you on YouTube. Oh, Kevin is saying he can't hear me. Kevin is saying he can't hear me. Is he only Kevin, or is there any other person that cannot hear me on YouTube? Because a lot of people typed in one in the chat to tell me that they are hearing me. So if you can still hear me, can you still type a one in the chat? If you can still hear me, can you still type a one in the chat? If you can still hear me, can you still type a one in the chat? Because someone is complaining he can't hear me. If you can still hear me, can you type a one in the chat? If you can hear me, can you type a one in the chat? Yes, I'm waiting. I want to see the one in the chat to show me you're hearing me, because Kevin said he's not hearing me. Let me see your one in the chat to tell me you're still hearing me. Van Man is still hearing me. Yeah, Van Man is still hearing me. Let me see your one in the chat to tell me you're still hearing me. Sorry, because Kevin said he's not hearing me. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to adjust my camera a bit. Yeah. Okay, Rosemary Chuku is hearing me. Kevin Okedu is hearing me. Okay, I can see your one, so that means I'm loud and clear. Oh, that's lovely. I can see your one, that means I'm loud and clear. Okay, that's beautiful. Now, okay. Kevin was saying that he couldn't hear me on Zoom. All right, so he has switched to YouTube. That's beautiful, Kevin. That's beautiful. So, what we were discussing, and this is what I'm saying, that in your business, so you have, okay. All right, thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the feedback. So you have revenue coming in. Let's assume you're based in Port Harcourt and you go to Aba to go and buy goods, or you are based in Warri. You go to Lagos to go and buy goods, or you're based in Akwa Ibom, Cross River, all around, and you have to go somewhere to go buy goods. So let's assume you sell, I'm just assuming you sell water bottles. I'm just assuming you sell water bottles, and you buy these water bottles at 10 naira, and you pay transport and all whatnot, and you get to your base and you sell at 20 naira. I'm just assuming. Now, basically, the question is, as money comes in, remember you're dealing with a lot of a high volume of this product, so monies are coming in. So the question is, how do you determine what your profit is? The money that is available for you to spend, the money that is available. Yeah, you're welcome, Gift Solomon. You're welcome. Good morning. So how do you determine the money that is available for you to spend, for you to be able to reinvest in the business, for you to be able to do one thing or the other? So if you if you have to be able to if you have to be able to determine what your profit is, you need to look at all the costs involved in the business. So the direct costs help you to be able to determine your gross profit. So by time direct cost, for example, your transportation to go get the goods will be a direct cost. That will be a direct cost. Transportation to go get the goods is a direct cost. Yeah, and of course, so many other costs. So by the time you put together these direct costs, you probably be able to have an idea of what your gross profit is. But don't also forget that your costing portfolio is not only your direct costs. For example, there are other costs associated with the business. You have to also pay rent. You have to also, if you go to work, if you're on salary, you have to also pay yourself a salary. If you have people that work with you, you have to also pay them a salary. So basically, these are these are um, these are costs that are also associated with your business. Yeah, is associated with your business. So these are the kind of things that you need to be able to capture as you put together your costing in your business. Now, because a lot of money is coming in, question is how do you determine your profit to be able um, to be able when you need to spend money. Yeah, I'm actually looking at money is coming in, and as a small business person, you have needs and you need to spend money. So you need to be very careful. One easy way to run away from this, is that build a certain cost into the business that you are going to call your salary or your allowance, because a lot of business people, small business people especially, not big businesses but especially small businesses, a lot of us, yeah, Gertrude Adimelechi, you're welcome. I can see you, Gertrude, you're welcome. So a lot of small business people are not able to properly manage costs. If you put yourself on a salary, on an allowance, that helps you to pin down the money that is coming to you, so that when you don't have money from that allowance, so let's say your salary or your allowance, I'm assuming you are the only person in your small business. Of course, if you have an assistant, definitely the person is on salary. But more often than not, when you are the only person working in the business, more often than not, you are not placed on a salary by yourself. So that is where the challenge comes. And so this week you have revenue of, I'm assuming you have revenue of 500,000, 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, and you have a problem in the family of, let's say, 600,000. And so because you have 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million revenue this week, you pull out 600,000. Question is, 600,000, your profit for that week, is it up to 600,000? That's a big question. If your profit is not up to 600,000, how do you justify pulling out that amount of money? Now, what usually happens is that if such monies are not direct cost of doing business, when it's time for taxes, the government will tax that money. The government will tax that money. It is because the logic by the government is that, assuming you didn't make that money, you wouldn't have seen where to get that 600,000 from if you didn't make that 6 million or that 5 million or that 3 million. So that's usually the logic. So they will tax it. But if things are properly structured and you are able to capture your records very neatly and you're able to properly itemize them, and in the future we're going to talk about a lot of things again. We're going to refresh our minds about things like our balance sheet, about our profit and loss account, about our cash flow analysis, all of those things. We're going to refresh our mind about those things, because running a business, there is no way you're going to run away from some of these concepts. If you must run a business profitably, you need to be able to understand your cash flow analysis, you need to be able to understand your profit and loss, analysis and all of that. So in the future, we'll refresh our mind about that. But the most important thing we're talking about today is money is coming in, and you do not know. You are taking from that money randomly. you don't know you don't know what you're taking. If you have eaten into the capital, excuse me, or if you are just, maybe you bought this product 20 naira, you're selling 20 naira, and in your mind you have sold 20 units, so that means your profit is 10 naira times 20. But that's not true. What about the costs associated with your business? So what we're saying this morning is, consider putting yourself on an allowance or a salary. The amount is not really, doesn't really matter. Excuse me. What really matters is that excuse me, that it is systematic in the sense that, so you know, every month your salary, your allowance from this business is 50,000, or every week your allowance is 20,000, so that you can restrict your personal expenses within 20,000, so that you are not looking at the turnover of, let's say, 500,000 a week, and you're looking at that turnover, and there's an emergency of 150,000, and you dip your hands in that 500,000 and take the 150,000. We're not saying that things will not arise, but what we're saying is this: how do you know when you have gotten into the capital of the business? So if you restrict yourself to your allowance, restrict yourself to your salary, it helps you to guide yourself, to be able to exercise some restraint, to be able to know how you are progressing. That helps you. Yeah, that helps you. Okay, we are going to be taking this in bits as we progress, because there are several elements to this. What I've just done is just a little intro about what we're going to be talking about, but in subsequent weeks we're going to be providing little bits and pieces to be able to make up the whole. So at this point, I'd like to find out how you're doing in your business. How are you doing? What is happening? How are you coping? How are you progressing? And how are you hitting your goals? So I'd like to hear from you, either in the comment section, or maybe you want to join the Zoom and put up your video. Yeah, I can see Goswill Odwak Jacobson on the Zoom, and I can see many of you on the YouTube platform: Ikechukwu Adagwe, Gertrude Adimelechi, Gift Solomon, Kingsley Peters, Kevin Okedu, Rosemary Chuku, Eyame Kware Friday, Vanman. I see all of you. You are all welcome. So talk to me. What's going on in your business? So what's happening? Yeah, I like to hear from you. So for those of you on the YouTube, maybe you may want to, if you have a question you want to discuss, you can just type it in the chat. If you have a short information you want to share, you can just type it in the chat. If you have um, if you have a challenge you want to share with us for us to look at, you can type it in the chat for those on the YouTube platform. But for those of you on Zoom, yeah, I'm going to go over, and so while those of you on YouTube, while you're typing it in, I'll go over to Zoom, and I would like to hear from our friend here on Zoom. So you are welcome, Goswill Jacobson. You are welcome. So I can see where you are. So talk to us, Goswill. What's happening in your business? Talk to us. Goswill, can you hear me? Gospel, can you hear me? Hello, Gospel. Gospel, can you hear me? Okay, okay. We are saying that since you are on the Zoom, we would like to hear from you. So talk to us. What's going on? What's happening in your business? And share with us. Are you in your place of business at the moment? Okay. So share with us your progress so far. Good morning. You're welcome. Mm. Yes, you mentioned it exactly. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I hear you loud and clear, Goswill. I want to say that we recognize all your strides. Last week, you shared with us extensively concerning your your oil palm business, and Goswill, I also express interest in the oil palm, and you've not marketed me thoroughly. You've not followed up again, so I express interest that I would like to also have those seedlings on my own farm, but uh, I thought you would have been interested to do business, but I haven't seen that interest. Goswill, so what's happening? Mm, mm. Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. That was just by the way. Anyway, it was just by the way. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So the question you are asking, yeah, the question you are asking, the way I will, the way I will respond to your question is this. Now you have been able to, you started with oil palm business, and you have been able to grow from there and you have started another business, which is this one that is dealing on accessories, electricals, phone accessories, and all of that, which is also fine. Now, I think it is a plus for you. It's a plus that your business is growing, you're doing well, you have been able to expand, you have been able to increase your business, you have been able to grow your business. So for me, I think that it is um, it is an important step for you. So there's actually nothing to worry about in terms of what you in terms of maybe the CAC, what you have in the CAC, all of that. Now in the CAC, you can include several kinds of businesses you are into. Yeah, it's possible to include them in your CAC. However, and this is where I think that um, you, this is where I think that is important for you to consider your business carefully. Now, you know that agriculture business is not entirely in the same sector with phone accessories business. Both of them are not, so to say, in the same sector. So, at the point where you are now, a small business owner, go ahead, start and grow. If you want to add businesses like you have added, fine. And I'm talking to you and everybody at this time now. It's fine to add other businesses. It's fine to include other ventures. It's fine. But as you grow your business, as your business become more lucrative, as your business begin to make more money, you will discover that you will have a need to be able to streamline your business. What I mean by that is you will discover that you have a need to be able to put businesses that are not very related in different packets, in different sections, in different um, in different dimensions. So what that means is that, and this is what usually happens to businesses. So as businesses grow, they discover they have so many kinds of interest, so they start creating new businesses. So that's why you can have a company like Dangote, for example. Dangote is into sugar, Dangote is into flour, Dangote is into um, oil, refinery business. He's into several kinds of businesses. But you now see that these businesses are also separate businesses on their own. So you have the refinery business is a separate business. You have the flour business is a separate business. You have the you have the sugar business is a separate business. So all of these become separate businesses of their own. But that is at that level where they are playing the game at the very high level. At that high level, so they begin to create these new companies, and then they have what they call a holding company. That holds all of them together, so to say, more like a holding company that is like the mother company, the controlling company. But at your level, you don't need to worry about that because you are still a small business, still trying to come up, and you're trying to find out. I mean, you're trying to test all your knowledge, all your ingenuity, all your you are trying to put your thinking faculties into gear. So you are launching into new areas, you are bringing on board new products and new services, which is fine. There's actually nothing wrong in having new products and new services. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. It's fine. So at the moment, keep doing what you're doing, keep growing your business, keep adding new products, keep adding new services. However, as you grow them, you may now want to put them in different packets, in different segments, in different collections. in different folders. If I might use that computer language, where you're having folders here and there. This one is this folder, that folder, that folder, all of that. So, but that is when you have started real growth. So for me, my advice is at this point, let not your heart be troubled. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep generating new, keep creating new products, keep creating new services, keep creating um, soon to be new businesses. Just keep doing it. It's fine. It's perfect. It's fine. So, God's will, let not your heart be troubled. You have added a new venture, which is fine. You have added a new venture, which is fine. And the new venture you have added is doing well, which is also fine. And is also going to continue to grow, which is also fine. So, what I'm saying is, don't bother about CAC issues so much now. Don't bother about um, if it's going to be a problem because you started with oil palm and now you have added phone accessories, electricals. No, don't bother. This is just, you have just created a new arm of your business. So see it as a new arm of your business. Yeah. Then as it keeps growing, you may want to carve it out as a business, as a separate business of its own, as it keeps growing, as it keeps getting bigger and bigger. I don't know if that clarifies the question that you asked earlier, Goswin. Okay, okay, that's fine. That's fine. So, in your shop, how is it presently? Um, what is the response from your customers so far? Wow, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I think it's also an inspiration. You saw a need and you have tapped into that need. You saw an opportunity and you have tapped into that opportunity. You saw a gap in the market around your environment and you have tapped into that gap. That is what business is all about. So I think it's an inspiration for other persons be who might also be on this call this morning, or those that will see this video after, that it's possible to start from one point and you keep growing to, you know, in so many other points, and you're able to put all of them together and manage them. From what Godsweet told us, I think it was 2 weeks ago or so, of course, he mentioned that his oil palm business, that he has family members who help him to manage it, and I think that's what is also helping him to have the freedom yeah, to be able to launch into other businesses. Okay, thank you so much, Goswill, for sharing that with us. So, but are there challenges you have noticed in that environment that you think might affect the business? Do you have, are there some challenges you have noticed? Okay, so that's interesting. That's interesting. That shows that it's possible to see opportunities, pursue it, and grow. So I just believe that your colleagues who are also on the call or those that will see the video after now can also take inspiration from the push you are making and be able to, yeah, and be able to keep moving forward from the point where they are. So, okay, that's from Goswill over there pushing his business. So Goswill, this new business is around the university campus in Unica area, right? Okay. Okay, thank you all. Some of your colleagues are saying that they couldn't hear you. Well, we're so sorry. Maybe that's some technical hitches. We'll be able to resolve it after this time. It's okay. So, okay, for those who couldn't hear Goswill, yeah, well, sorry about the technical hitches. So, I'll just summarize what he has said. Basically, what he had just said, he started with oil palm business, and the oil palm business, he has family members who are also assisting him, so that has given him the opportunity to go launch a new business, which is like you saw in the video, he's into phone accessories, electricals, near the secretariats, federal government secretariats, in Akwa Ibom, in Uyo, Akwa Ibom. And so business is booming. He's offering services as well. Apart from selling those phone accessories, he's offering phone charging services. Yeah, so sorry that for those of you who couldn't hear him, but basically that's what he shared with us, and you saw he was inside, right inside his shop. So right now he has two businesses that are running. He has started the oil palm business, agriculture business, in the village. Now in the city, he's running this phone accessory business. They are all under one umbrella for now, but of course, as he grows the business, he may decide to segment them into different umbrellas. But basically, I think it's something that each and every one of you can take a cue from and be able to and be able um, to tap into what God's will is doing. You can keep pushing, you can keep pushing, you can keep pushing. You can branch, you can grow, you can spread out, you can, I mean, there is just no end to it. All right, so that is from God's will, all the way from Akwa Ibom State, all the way from Uyo. And talking about Akwa Ibom, many of us would have seen what happened in the last 4 days. Yeah, a chef from Akwa Ibom, Hilda Bassi. Yeah, so Hilda was able to break the Guinness World Record for the longest cooking marathon. The longest cooking marathon. I think that whether you're interested in cooking or not, for me, the lesson I got from what Hilda did is that it is able to take up a big, bold goal and achieve it. That's actually the lesson I took from what Hilda did. So Hilda is now the new champion when it comes to the longest cooking, yeah, cookathon, like they say, marathon cooking for complete 100 hours. She was on her feet cooking different dishes that thousands of people that came to cheer her up enjoyed from. I think it's a very wonderful thing. It just goes to show that there are so many ways, so many routes to be able to do business. By virtue of what she has done, yesterday I saw in the news that Dana Air has given her 1 year free tickets for all her domestic journeys. So I mean that's huge. She has gotten free publicity for her business. So that is something I think you can also tap into. I think you can tap into that. I think that it is possible for you to look at your environment and even think of some activities you can carry out that can drop free publicity. I learned that when Hilda was planning for this program, she approached a couple of people to sponsor the event. Some companies turned her down. But you can imagine that now she has succeeded. Companies are now flocking to do one thing or the other for her. That is how life works. So I want to encourage you that in your business, one way to grow your business is actually to think of something that can draw free publicity to your business, because what she did drew free publicity to her chef business. You can imagine the governor of Lagos State visited her, the former governor of Akwa Ibom State visited her, so many dignitaries visited her. Those are free publicity. All the media houses in Nigeria were camped in that place. That is free publicity for her. So, what can you do in your locality that can give your business free visibility, give your business free publicity, give your business. Yeah, I mean, think about it. There are so many things you can do. 1,001 things you can do. Just think about it. It doesn't have to be breaking Guinness World Record. No, it can come in different forms, in different dimensions, um, in different ways. Just think about it, and I guarantee you that you can be able to do something that can really help you. Yeah, endurance Pauline, you're welcome. Good morning. And so Friday is asking, okay. So Friday is asking, he's saying that he's currently operating from home, but he wants to rent an office to separate the business from the house. But the problem is that the cost of rent is very high in Asaba. Okay, now, y- y- Friday, I hope you're listening. Friday, if you're listening, can you tap a 2 in the chat? Tap a 2, Friday, if you're listening. Tap a 2 to let us know you're still there with us, that you're still listening, Friday. Tap a 2 in the chat. Now, I want to say this. I want to say this to Friday, and I want to say it to everybody. I want to say it to everybody. Whether your business is in the house, or whether you have a shop, or whether you have an office, it doesn't really matter. What I mean by that, I'm not saying that an office is not important. That's not the point I'm making. But the point I'm making is this: if your business is struggling and you don't have the resources to be able to rent an office, and you you are constrained, and you can't really operate your business from your home anymore. So the question now is, what are the options? I will share with you one of the options that you can try. I tried it when I started my business. I tried it. And that option that I tried was that I paired up. So I had someone, he wasn't really a friend per se, but he was a church member. And as I kept inquiring, as I visited people here and there, he had a very big office, and he was not maximizing the office. So I sold the idea to him that can he rent me part of the office. So we discussed terms and we agreed terms. And so he rented part of the office to me. Now, in my little business, there's no way I can pay for that space of office. But because I he subletted part of the office to me. So that little part he gave to me, it was within my own budget. I was able to pay for it. What that helped me to do was that it helped me to be able to get an office in a very good location, but still within my budget. So I tell people I have offices and so place, and they are wondering. They say, "Wow, you're really a big business," but they didn't know I only paid for a part in a big office. So what am I saying? There are so many ways to go about this. So offices are expensive, like you said, in Asaba. That's fine. And you don't have the resources to pay for an office. That's also fine. In fact, even if you have the money to pay for the office, and your business has not grown to that extent where your business can actually pay for the office, it will still not make any sense to go ahead to spend that money and still pay for such an office. So what I'm telling you at this point is, Friday, if you don't have the resources to pay for the entire office for yourself, are there people you can explore sharing a space with? In fact, 2 people, 3 people can actually share a space. In fact, you can just share, maybe yours might just be a table and a seat in that office, and you pay for that. It's fine. It's fine. So don't think only about paying for the office. You can just pay for a table and a seat in somebody else's office, and you will still be able to get the benefit of the office. And however, if you can still manage operating the business from the house, I mean manage now, I'm not saying it's going to be optimally convenient, but if you can still manage, it still saves you some costs and some resources. I tell you that there are so many big businesses these days that run from the house, from their homes, because COVID has opened our eyes. The COVID-19 pandemic opened our eyes. For several months, a lot of people were operating their business from their homes. People now realize that they can actually run their business from their homes. Some businesses that I know have abandoned their office, surrendered their office to their landlords, went back to their houses, and are running their business from their houses. But that may not apply to everybody. It may not work for everybody. But if it works for you, you can explore it. If it doesn't work for you, you can explore sharing office space with somebody else so that you can reduce costs. I mean, there are so many options, but I'm just mentioning this to get you thinking, to get your thinking juices flowing. So Friday, think about it. It's possible there are other ways to be able to solve that problem, to be able to get that thing resolved. So think about it Friday. Now, if there's any other person that wants to bring up a challenge or ask a question for us to look at, you know, we can also look at it. Maybe Friday, you can also drop in the chat um, the the kind of service you render. Yeah, the kind of service you render. You can also drop it in the chat. Now, so if there's someone else that has something else to add, a comment, a question, a challenge, I'll be able to take it up at this time. I'll be able to take it up at this time. Remember the rule of the game. I try not to keep you on this call for too long. I know you're business people, you're busy, yeah, you need to do your business. So I try to keep it short. But as we keep interacting, we keep sharing business challenges, and we keep helping one another to improve on what we are doing. Yeah, Uncle Collins, I see that you've been trying to log in, but it appears you're having challenges. Uncle Collins, you've been trying to log in. You are currently logged in, but I don't see your mic. So you need to enter with your audio. You tap your screen and you click join audio. I mean, I'm talking about on the Zoom. Those of you that want to join on the Zoom. So we are about wrapping this up. So if you have a challenge, a question that you want us to help, think through with you, you can throw it up at this time. Otherwise, we're wrapping this up now. At this point in time, we're wrapping it up. Okay, I see DK Chiamaka. DK Chiamaka is also trying to come in. Yeah, also trying to come in. DK Chiamaka. Yeah, trying to come in. DK Chiamaka. Okay. On the Zoom. I have to always specify the platform I'm referring to, because some of you are on YouTube, some of you are on Zoom. Yeah. So while that is happening, as part of wrapping up for today, so while all of this is going on, remember that the examples we have looked at today on the call, Goswick Jacobson have shared with us how he has added a new business to the one he started with. He started with oil palm business, but he has added a new business that deals on phone accessories, electricals, in a very busy part of Uyo. Yeah, and business is growing. We have also looked at the challenge that Friday brought up. Yeah, Friday is having issues running his business from the home, and he wants to move out Okay, Friday. Yeah, thank you for the reminder. Solar energy installation and services. So Friday is into solar energy installation and services. He's currently operating from the home, but he's looking to having an office where people can come, interact with him and look for him and do business with him. And part of what we have said is he has mentioned that offices in Asaba is quite expensive. And I will add that it's not just Asaba. In many places, in many busy cities, office accommodation is on the high side. However, when you cannot do, when you cannot afford to pay for an office on your own, consider pairing with another person to be able to pay for the, or even more than one person to be able to pay for the office, or even going to an existing office and just pay for a table and a seat. Some offices are not being maximized fully, so they will be very happy to have someone pay for a part of their office and be able to use it. So think about it. Think about it. And we have also talked about the lady from Akwa Ibom, yeah, Hilda Bassi, who broke the Guinness World Record for marathon cooking. And we are saying that it brought to her business very free publicity. And so we are saying that you can also think about it in your own business. You can think about it in your business. Think about it. Free publicity is possible. Free publicity is possible. Yeah. Think of what you can create. Think of what you can build your business around. I remember that way back, one of the things I did when my business was just coming up and running, one of the things I did then, uh, one of them was free youth empowerment programs. Gather the young people, run free programs for them, and the immediate community get to know more about our business then, get to know more about what we're doing, get to know more about who we are. So you can think of what your business can do for your community. It may not necessarily cost you money, it could be time, it could just cost you time, and you're able to attract more visibility, more publicity, yeah, for your business. Think about what Hilda has benefited. Companies are now running after her to offer one thing or the other. At least I saw in the news yesterday, Dana Air gave her free tickets for all her domestic flights for 1 year. Gave her mother for 3 months. Yeah. So that is what she had just and this is just one out of many that might be going on. I may not see the other, but I saw this one yesterday. So so when you do something that impacts a lot of people, it gives visibility to your business. So think about that. All right. So someone just joined and said that okay, that is Sal Nje, the coach. Say stumbled up here, great content. Okay, Sal, you are welcome. We are happy to have you on this show. Yeah, we're happy to have you. Thank you so much. Though we are wrapping up, we've started over an hour ago. Yeah. So if there are no more challenges to be discussed, then at this point, we'd like to call it a day. Okay, yeah, Collins, go ahead. Go ahead, Collins. Yes, so Collins, yeah. Mm.
visiting us, and because we would love to see you so that that will now bring more motivation in our business and more encouragement. And at the same time, we also hope to get the second grant because I discovered that commodities price is going up because of as a result of maybe change of economic status. Because I heard that soon they will remove subsidy, and that will now increase more of commodity, and it will affect businesses. And I will also appeal that the second grant at least should come, the second tranche of the finance should come as early as possible so that we can be able to purchase our products, like me in cash feed business, so that I can be able to buy the feed I need to complete to feed the catfish. That is my own point. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so I hope you heard Collins. I hope you heard Collins. Yeah, I hope you heard Collins. Okay, so Collins, we have heard you. We have taken notes. You have been able to share with us concerning the situation in your business, your catfish business. You have been able to share with us on that level, Collins. So we thank you so much for making it to the program and talking about the second tranche of the payments for the Livewire beneficiaries, Share Livewire program beneficiaries. Yes, the part of the preparation for the payment of the second tranche payment is also what we're doing. We're getting to know more about your business, what you have done with the first tranche of the business, and then we are able to leverage on that to as part of the record. So what I will say is that a small business today can be a giant business tomorrow, yeah. But the process is what we're doing now, finding out where you're having challenges, discussing those challenges, exploring solutions to those challenges. Yeah, so basically, I think that very soon there will be information regarding the issue of the payments of the grants. So, Collins, I believe you're hearing me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So very soon there will be information in that regard, and then it will be possible to be able to give you specifics. But in terms of what you're doing, in terms of your business, in terms of being able to get more inputs for your fish farming business, I just want to encourage you, keep firing, keep keep thinking creatively. Yeah, there can be no need, no end to creative thinking in business. Keep thinking creatively. The Since you know you are expecting some funds in the near future, but just that you don't know exactly when, so that can guide you in some of the investments you will make, in some of the moves you make, in some of the, sometimes business is like a chess game. We saw what happened recently in Nigeria between Tony Elumelu and his friend. They were using the shares in the company to play some chess. Yeah, but so the most important thing we're saying here is make your moves in a very wise way, knowing that you are expecting some funds in the very near future. So you know what to do, you know how to make investments, you know how to safeguard yourself, you know how to um, you know what to do not to be able to overreach yourself in terms of finances and all of that. So all of those things put together, hopefully it will not be long when those new fund input will be able to get across to you. So I want to wish you the best. And with that, I think we can call it a day on today's program. So thank you all for being part of this program, both on Zoom and on the YouTube platform. I thank you. My name is Charles Nwahiwe. I'm your business coach. Here we explore possibilities, options, solutions that can help your business to get to the next level. So I want to wish you all the best. I want to I want to encourage you to keep firing. I want to tell you that there is no end to challenges. There are already challenges, but yeah, but with some determination like Hilda, who broke the Guinness World Record, determination, standing on her feet, cooking for 4 days, man, that is very inspiring. So go out there, be inspired, do what you can do, persist until you are able to get to your goal. All the best, good luck. Same time next week, 10 o'clock, Tuesday next week. We'll do this again. Bye for now.